One of the reasons we are doing a house as our project is because we're familiar with it and we can uh, quickly understand and identify what the components that go into a house. If we were doing a hospital, for example, hopefully not many of us are familiar with what's going on in a hospital as a patient anyway. And then as an architect or a designer of the hospital facilities, we would really, few of us, if any of us, would have any firsthand experience with those kind of operations. But we know how a house works, and we're working on the kitchen now. And so we know that the kitchen has base cabinets and appliances and upper cabinets. And that's what we will be inserting into our project is the base cabinets and the upper cabinets. So if we take a look at the floor plan, Revit has plenty of kitchen cabinets available for us, and we simply go up to the Insert tab and the Load a Family tab, and we can go to our Imperial Library and then our Casework folder, and we're looking for base cabinets, and there's plenty of base cabinets to insert into this project, and there are plenty of shelving, we wouldn't use the countertops, and tall cabinets and wall cabinets. So that I think would be the uppers. Yes, those are the upper cabinets. So if that's where you want to go and use those, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I get my cabinets from Revit City, and that's a free source. And you can see that the cabinets, the base cabinets and the upper cabinets look a little bit nicer than what's available from Revit. So if you want some really outstanding renderings of your project, you may choose to go to Revit City and download and then insert into your project. The farmhouse, these are farmhouse cabinets. I think there's about 10 different farmhouse cabinets that you can select from, base cabinets and upper cabinets from Revit City. So the general procedure that I use, because this becomes a little bit more complicated in terms of putting in walls are pretty simple, putting in floors are pretty simple, but then when we start laying out the kitchen itself, it gets a little bit more complicated. And what I do is I take the cabinets and I simply just put them up on a wall. And then I go to a view. And so now I can see my cabinets. And what I have is I have a cabinet with a drawer on the top and then a door below that, all drawers, and then something that doesn't have any drawers in it. It's just the cabinet. And then I have my under counter cabinet for the sink, because it needs to, the sink, as you can see, extends down into the cabinet, so we can't have drawers there like these other cabinets do. So that's a special cabinet. It's a under sink double door cabinet, and you can get them and apply them in different sizes. And then I have my upper cabinets, which are doubles and singles, and we can flip these. So if I go back to the, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. If I go back, that simply opened up the family. But if I go back to the floor plan and I click on this upper cabinet, you can see that we have the ability to flip it. So I'm going to flip it and then go back to the section, and you can see what I just did. And what that did was now the upper cabinets have the hinge, this symbol here points to where the hinges are. So you can see the hinges on this side, and that makes sense because the handle is here. So when you pull it, it would hinge, it would pivot about this point. So that's pretty good for what I want to lay out in my kitchen. And it's, I have a sectional view of this. The center of this cabinet should center on the sink, and assuming that the sink is in the right location, I'll simply use my align tool, and now my cabinet's in the right location. Okay. And then what do I want to put next to that cabinet? Well, I probably want to have a dishwasher on one side or the other of that. So what do we do for that? Well, let's see. We're going to have to go back up to Insert, Load a Family. And let's see where I would want to go for back to the Imperial Library. We're looking for plumbing now, I think. Architectural, equipment, or fixtures. Let's look in fixtures first. Bathtubs, drains, drinking fountains, showers, sinks, water closets. So none of those are equipment. Water heaters, that's not what I want either. All right, so let's go over to Revit City and see if we can find a let's see if we can find a dishwasher. So Revit City is a site. You have to join it. It doesn't cost anything. You'll be issued a password and a username, and then you can go and you can search. So I'm going to go up to the search button here, and I'm going to search for dishwasher and search for that, and let's see what happens. Okay, so there's my dishwashers now. Let's see what looks good. Let's see. All right, I'll just take the we'll take this one. So I download it. Revit City can be a little slow sometimes. Other times it's very, very quick. But now I'm still waiting for the download to begin. So if it takes very much time, then simply click here and it sometimes will speed up the process, sometimes it doesn't. And here we go. So there's my dishwasher. I click on that. Revit has annual updates. So if this particular family were made in an earlier version of Revit, then the version that I'm working with, the model has to be updated, and that's fine. So we'll just upgrade the model. And now it's bringing it up to my version of Revit's status. So here it is. There's the dishwasher. So now I'll load that into the project. And I'm going to put that again over here to begin with, just so I could take a look at it. So there's my dishwasher. I want it to be next to my sink. Some people think the right-hand side is the appropriate side for the dishwasher to be, and other people think the left-hand side. You never know for sure. Generally, in my houses, we put two. So I'm going to mirror that around. So now I have two dishwashers, okay? And so then we'll put the cabinets in from there. So maybe we want some drawers next to that. So I'll copy from here to here. And maybe then I want something like this. So I'll copy that from here to here. And then maybe I want one of these. So I'll copy that from here to here. And you can see how easy it is to start laying out your kitchen. So I have some space left here. What do I want to put in there? Well, let's put some more drawers in. There's no right or wrong in terms of this class, but in actuality, in terms of using the kitchen, you might want to change it. Whoops, again, that opened up the actual family, which we don't want to modify. So now when I take a look at that, this particular cabinet is too long. So let's measure what I really have left here for countertop. and I only have 10 inches. So if I click on this object, I can come over here and say I only want a 10-inch one, which I don't have. So we've done this before. I'm simply going to edit the type, duplicate it, and instead of being 12 inches, I'll say 10 inches. And then I'll come down to my width, and instead of being 12 inches, I'll say 10 inches and say okay. And now it changed it, but it changed it about the center line. So it took a little bit off of both sides of it. So I have to go back and align this guy with this guy. And there's the beginning of my kitchen. And let's be a little bit lazy, but it's probably, again, my mouse is a little bit too sensitive and it keeps opening up the family. But what I want to do is I want to grab this guy. I want to hold the control key down. I want to grab this guy and I want to grab this guy. I think that'll be enough. And then I'm going to mirror that about the center of the sink. And let's see what happens. That looks pretty good. Something's wrong here with this one. It's a little bit too high, so I'll align it elevation wise with this. That looks better. And probably what would happen is there would just be a flat piece of lumber put in here that matches the wood or finish on the cabinetry. Okay, so that's back to the first floor plan. I want to select this guy because I want it to hinge the other way. So I'm going to tab until I get that. And then I have this flip. Again, my mouse is a little too sensitive here and it's opening up the family. But what I want to do is tab and whoops, tab, and it's opening the family again. That's frustrating. Don't want to open the family. So I'm going to go back to my section. I'll grab this guy and then I'll go, oh, this is really obnoxious. What I'm trying to do is flip it. So in order to flip it, I need to select it. All right. Jeez. I want to flip that. And I'm having trouble. So let's see. Will it let me select this guy without opening it up? No. All right. So I'm just going to ignore that. And say that it should be, I would want that hinge so that the hinge is on this side, but I'm having trouble with that. And so now let's put in the, well, let's look at it in 3D first of all and see what I've done so far. So well, it's probably better to use the camera. So let's go to the floor plan. We'll put the camera in here and we'll look at it from this corner over here. And let's just see what I've done. So now you can see in 3D, these are all the cabinets that I put in. And now we need to put some upper cabinets in. I know there's going to be a window in front of the sink. So going back to that section, let's see. All right. I'm going to copy that. Oh, this is really obnoxious. Let's see. That is so totally not what I want to do. I want to just select it and it keeps opening up the family, and that's giving me some problems. So let's see if I can just grab this guy. Nope. I'm having a lot of trouble here. So I know I can grab it this way. Look at that, I put a window around it, and I'm going to just copy it over here. And then I'll go back to my section and I want to align it with the edge here. All right, let's see if I can select that guy again. No, that's not going to work. So undo that, go back to the floor plan, and I'm going to use my window to grab that object and mirror it about the center line of the, Let's go back and look in 3D to see what I did. Not that 3D. All right, we'll use that camera again. We'll go back and use the camera. Take a picture of it. You can see what I've done now. Oh, look at that. I need to flip that because it's going into the wall. That's one of the advantages of using your 3D. So let's see if I can grab this guy without it opening up. And I cannot. This is really frustrating. No, I don't want to save that. This is pretty unique. That usually doesn't happen. But let's see if I can grab this guy right here. All right. And now I'll just rotate him 90 degrees. So we'll click on that and say rotate. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. And let's see what happened. Nothing. Interesting. Oh, I think what's happened is the cabinets are wall based. So now it's using this wall as its host. So I can pick a new host, and I'm going to say I want this wall to be the host instead. And that flipped it. I hope you aren't experiencing this same sort of issue. But now I have to align it. So I'm going to align it over here with the edge and the edge. And actually, I'll just I'm going to hide this, and I'm going to hide this so that I can put a window around that and actually select it. And then I'll copy this guy from here to here. And then I'm going to, since I have it selected, I'm not going to try to grab another one. I'll just grab this guy and move him over to here. And it's telling me, well, there's no wall there to host it right now. So I'll go down here and I will unhide this wall. Oops, that was trying to edit it. So let's grab this guy, and I'm going to, oh, this is obnoxious. So if I try to undo that, you can see that even I sometimes have issues here. What I want to do is, I guess, let's see, we'll go back and we'll grab these walls and cancel that and grab this wall. Now I've selected these two walls. I'll go back to that section and let's see if I can unhide those in this view. Click on it once. See, what's happening is it's trying to edit the profile. So let's just say unhide in view and see if it helps me out. Element. I think it's there now. All right, so if I try to select, cancel that. What I want to do is grab this and bring him over there. And I'm definitely having a hard time doing that. Let's do it this way. Okay. I think I've grabbed that guy. I can mirror him or her or it. The wall's there. All right, well, let's see. I click on it and it opens it up. So I guess until I figure out what my problem is here, I think this is a good place to stop the video. But you can see what I'm trying to accomplish.